buckled? Everyone's buckled. Wednesday, May 8th, 2013, in the Union Station parking lot, leaving the Blues overtime loss.
26 years ago to the day, a bearded boy was born.
You were born bearded?
I think so.
PP birthday.
Pictures say otherwise, but I'm pretty sure I was born bearded.
Happy birthday, P. Nina.
You know, I'm gonna try to ride the line of positivity, and here's what it was. The Blues every bit have lost this game up until about 42 seconds, and they tied it up. We lost. We did. There's nothing that I could say or you could say to change that.
Yeah, we can't turn back time.
But we did tie it up with about 40 seconds left in the third period. For me, it was worth the excitement level to be there. Yes, I feel like I want to cry and I can never masturbate again. But
it was an exciting moment when it was all tied up. My voice is a little shot. I can already tell that it's not going to be good. But the stupid fucking parking thing out here.
What hurts me the most is the people that don't normally watch the game, but they know that I'm watching. So when we tied it at the end of the third, I got like 10 texts that are like, "Yeah, Blues!" from people I would never ever hear from. And then, we lost. So tomorrow I get to hear about what happened to your Blues. Yeah, what happened to your Blues when you were texting me and we're like, yeah! Nothing, right? I mean, so they'll blame it on me and my Blues.
I got nothing left in the I'm angry about this thing. How's the birthday? How'd your Facebook wall look? Did you get a lot of happy birthday posts?
I got, numerous birthday posts. I think sometimes just, I feel like, they're so heart unfelt.
They're not very personable. It's all just happy birthday.
I think some people only post, which is fine. I'm not asking you to post more than you do, but some people only post when it's someone's birthday. It's so I think I got 2 phone calls and 2 texts today. So 2 direct approaches letting me know, hey, have a birthday that's happy. But other than that, it was just like, happy birthday, Facebook, happy birthday.
I'm distracted with the driving. You think this guy's going to let me out or not? I can't tell because his lights shine right in my face.
I think that...
But it looks like he's inching ahead.
I think that Honda faggot right here is not going to let you out.
I don't think so. I think if I pulled ahead, he would. He's inching just a little bit at a time just to show me that he's going.
He's kind of a bag of douchers, though, because here's why. You let 3 cars go before you made the attempt. It wasn't like you were just trying to just be like, hey, what's up?
I'm not forcing my way in. I'll let this guy in because, you know what? Whatever.
And I'm going to say something to them if they do go around us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Seems unnecessary.
It seems like it's going to happen, though.
Well, this is a truck out. I'm trying to let people behind me up. And this guy thinks that I'm... Whatever.
I think you got him.
That's all right.
I think regardless, you have him. If you want to make the move, you will make it.
I don't think anyone's going anywhere at all, and I don't understand why.
Okay, well, let's get him out of this parking lot mayhem and away from the Blues travesty of a OT loss. Game 3, we're now down 3-2 in the series. I think that's probably just going to be one of those drama-filled series that the Blues come away with, but who am I? What can I say? And as we talk here, this Honda is pushing for the spot.
For it.
Murphy, I say you push on it because if you want to take it, you have it.
No, I'm just going to keep fucking with him because it's funnier.
Go, Murph. Lean up on it. Don't let that fucker have it. Don't take it.
No,
you can put your car right there.
It's funnier this way. He won't look at me.
I'm going to tell him to back it up. Go, Murph. Go. Murphy. Ah, you fucker. Sir? Reverse, sir! Back up! It was not your turn! You saw Mazda. That was not his turn. You saw it.
Oh, that guy had to force his way through Eclipse here. Feel free to it.
Sir, you're a master of faggotry. Oh, man.
This green Wrangler gets in here. Look at this.
It's not even a Wrangler anymore. It's more like a fucking van that has a Jeep logo on it.
This dirty skank right here.
Fuck you, dirty whore.
All right. Positive notes. What do we got to discuss for the podcast?
Yeah. What happened this week in the news? Any?
The big Cleveland shit's going down. Been paying attention to that at all?
Hot Cleveland? What?
The Cleveland Steamers?
No. What's going down?
Those bitches that were all chained up. You hear about any of that stuff?
Maybe not.
I guess in Cleveland, some chicks were found in a home. I guess they'd been held captive for around like 10 years or so.
Oh, I think I heard about that. Maybe I'm misconstruing stories because I don't, I often don't pay attention to the important news in the world. But I heard that one of the chicks, if I'm referring to the same story, and I'm winging it right now, but got away and got re-kidnapped? Is that a thing?
I don't know, same thing as always. I don't know any of the details or exactly what happened, but it's probably the same story as any other situation where you hear about people getting kidnapped and held over a long period of time, and they're like over time like allowed to just go to the grocery store and all that kind of shit. They come back, they just kind of, I don't know. One of them had a kid.
While
because these dudes, apparently it was these three brothers that held these chicks captive, and they just like beat them and raped them all the time. And I don't know.
Well, let me ask you, because again, I don't know the extent of the abuse, so maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe it was just like, hey, you can't go anywhere, but I got all the satellite channels and pantry stocked full, and you don't have to pay health insurance because, health insurance doesn't cover rape. So, you just gotta wing it. Now, what if someone told you, hey, Brandon, now that I have you here in my van and then my home, all you have to do is occasionally spread your butt cheeks. That's it. Just kind of just...
Would a penis go inside of me, or would I just
kind of like, hey, here's my butthole, and thanks for paying for my groceries.
So I present my butthole, but I don't... Hey, thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
So I present my butthole, but nothing ever enters it.
No, they're just like, all they want to do is beat off to a live butthole, and that's you.
My butthole's a mess. I don't know who's going to be beating off of my butthole. If
someone told you never had to work again, your food and your bills would be paid for, but on occasion you had to spread eagle and show your doo-doo factory, would you be okay with that?
It's all circumstantial. I mean, I guess...
but it's under the circumstances I just gave you.
Would I be... Well, you're right, but that's just a tiny piece of the puzzle. Would I be playing Call of Duty? These satellite dishes that are provided, would they be allowing me to watch the Blues lose in overtime from home?
Let's say that all amenities were provided, but so you were just required to, on occasion, grab your butt cheeks, pull them in opposite directions for aesthetic and or homosexual purposes.
You're saying my exact life right now, but everything's free and all I have to do is spread my butt cheeks.
Yes, pretty much how you live now, but with some spreading of some butt cheeks.
Okay, yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
100% I'm in on that.
I think I could go for that.
What is this guy doing here? Did he not realize that he could just pull right out, or is he trying to stay in this other side, or what?
You want me to ask him?
Oh, he almost just got smoked by that other car. Oh, no, he is trying to go around everyone.
Okay, sir, would you like out? No? Okay.
No, not that guy. The guy on my left. Oh, well, too late now. I want to hear screeching tires and metal bending. And hopefully he smoked that Honda that just pulled right out in front of me. Guy wouldn't make eye contact. What a prick.
So what else went on this week in the news?
That was pretty much it. The big story with that with those chicks getting kidnapped was the guy that helped the girl out and they like discovered him. It was one of the neighbors, and he's just one of those crazy black dudes on the news that gets interviewed. But this guy's just a fucking character. And turns out he's been arrested in the past for like domestic abuse and all this other shit. So he's been called a hero the last few days. But
so as far as what I understand from black people in the news, was basically this guy was like, "Hey, these girls got raped. Ain't nobody got time for that." He's probably said that, right?
I mean, his catchphrase.
It has to
His
be.
catchphrase was McDonald's. He kept insisting in the story that he had to tell everyone that he just came from McDonald's. And I think in one of the interviews, he was even saying something along the lines of like, I just got back, or I ran over there across the street and still had half my Big Mac and something else. The guy's a fucking joke.
I like Big Macs.
Oh, I mean, they're delicious on occasion.
Actually, most occasions, actually. You know,
I'd say so.
I mean, if I want some pasty poo-poo for the next couple of days, then
Big Mac it is.
Yeah, but I think, honestly, most sandwiches I've found, you can make a dirty butthole sandwich, but if you put some Thousand Island on it, somehow I'm all about it.
Thousand Island on anything? Peanut butter and jelly, Thousand Island.
No. I'm saying if you make a poo butt booty cheddar sandwich.
This cobblestone's gonna be awesome on this thing.
Right?
Pick it up. Pick it up and talk.
The vibration.
Cobblestone into the cup holder that's holding the phone that we're recording this on. Poo butt booty chatter. Do what now? These guys are bold. They got some testes. Walk on across. Go on ahead. No, you were doing it anyway.
Oh, God.
Dirty bitch.
I just don't want to hear the people that don't ever watch hockey, who's watching playoff hockey, ask me what happened to my Blues tomorrow. Please, just fucking save it, man.
This is for all of you. Save it.
Please, God damn it, save it.
PP&E doesn't want to hear it on his 26th birthday.
You don't care about the Blues unless you know I'm going on my birthday to watch them, and then you ask me what happened to my Blues. I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
As the crazy black man on the news might say.
I think that all black people say that as often as they can.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I don't know. There's a lot to the story that we'll probably never get back to it or find out all the details, but more will come out. 3 brothers raped a bunch of chicks. Probably more dead bodies somewhere. The thing it made me think of, though, dude, you remember that Sean Hornbeck kid that was kidnapped around here and gone for a long time?
Yeah.
You remember that story?
Yeah.
All right. So here's what's going on with all that. My grandma, I'm living with her now. When that was going on, my grandma claims to have like visions and shit like that, and she said when that Sean Hornbeck shit was going down, that she had a dream about him before any of the news came out that like he was kidnapped. My grandma and grandpa went to Sean Hornbeck's parents' house to talk to them about the story, get information, news.
Before he ever...
No. It was after he had already been taken, but she saw it in a dream like before he was taken, and I guess she woke up the next day and all the news came out and she saw like his pictures and it's the people she claims like the dude that was in her dream and all this stuff. So she traveled down to his hometown and apparently she like saw the house and everything in her dream or visions or whatever she talks about. All that shit. My grandma got like personally invested in the happenings with that story, and it was the same kind of story. Like, I guess he was kidnapped for however long he was, and he was allowed to like hang out with friends in the neighborhood and go to like the store and do like as he pleased, but he never tried to escape. I don't understand what the Stockholm syndrome type thing is with that. I guess like the captor can like threaten to kill like your family, and if you've been chained up for long enough that...
Well, if they get there early enough, man, the adolescent mind takes things like that way more literal and way more serious than they. I'm not saying that they wouldn't be. Maybe he will. If you do run away, maybe he goes around and just shanks your family, with no thought. But when you're younger, in a younger mindset, you just, what are you to say otherwise? I mean, you're pretty much trust an adult statement at that point.
Yeah, I mean, they're authority figures, and anyone larger than you you're gonna listen to what they have to say, especially their threatening stuff. But you think after, I guess the way you can brainwash someone to the point that even when they're like able to just, like, if you're going to the store, you could just make a stop off at the police station and be like, hey, I'm that kid that's like on the news and shit. I've been kidnapped, and
want to hook it up with some love?
Yeah, you want to like bring those handcuffs over to that guy's house and maybe make sure that he doesn't do this to anyone else, and kind of like let me live the rest of my life. But
where's the straw there? So if you have, you're the kid and you've accepted, this guy, he kidnapped me, and occasionally he rapes me. So you've come to accept such a life. Where is the straw that broke the camel's back, per se? Where is the dividing line where you are allowed these things like going to the county store for groceries and things like that? Does he just you like Cinnamon Toast Crunch and he brings home Chex Mix or Chex cereal instead, no sugar, whatever, and that finally you're just what, screw this guy. I have put up with this rape long enough. I'm pretty sure I remember this guy kidnapped me, and I'm not all about this Chex cereal or ramen noodles or whatever you want to say. So I'm gonna let the info out that.
So you talk about the straw that allows you to go to the grocery store?
Where is the dividing line where you're just the rape is enough?
I've had enough of this.
I've had enough rape. Because I assume at some point you've accepted the rape because, you've been kidnapped for 10 years. So there's been some rape somewhere in there,
Well,
So what causes you to be this ain't for me? Is it just he canceled Teen Nick and...
That's a tough one.
And you need...
Apparently the women had tried to escape before, or the cops had been called on the guy before, and the police had shown up and dropped the ball a few times on showing up at the house and not thinking that really anything more than casual shit was going on. He would take the kid that he raped into the world to the park and shit like that. And as far as neighbors and people like that, it was just his grandkid. It was his grandson or daughter or whatever. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But
so it's not your responsibility as a neighbor to identify adolescent rape. You see some kid that's been with the same guy for this many years. It's not your job to identify that that's a problem. But if the kid's hey...
Well, the kid was
I'm not going to let you rape me unless you get me some fucking Gushers and some fucking Lunchables. And you hear that, isn't it your responsibility to be hey, I don't think that kid should be raped. Lunchables or Gushers aside. I, as a person, identify that he should not be raped.
I don't think he was raping the child. But, I mean, the girls were mostly kids when they were taken. I think they're between 14 and 17 or something along those lines. So
what goes wrong with you between the age of 13 you're awkward, 14 you're super awkward, but still somehow you still like girls in a way or another, or maybe you don't. But what happens in that transition? What how are you just I kind of want to forcefully take some booty hole from this younger boy? What happens?
I don't know the men's age, but they appeared to be 40s or 50s at least. that were doing all the who's raping who? What are you asking?
I don't know. Because, again, it's the lifeDOTinternet style to not have the facts. So whatever I'm talking about is pure just me being like, hey, somebody got diddled, because I don't know the true story. But I would say regardless, I mean, is it an age thing? Like when we're 50, will things like this not happen anymore because of the information age and the social media and all that? You have access to all these terrible things now. And maybe like back in the day they just didn't, and there was just such a lack of entertainment, whether it was a movie coming out every week or your DVR recording this or your Netflix. Whoa.
Get out of here, guy.
What are you fucking doing, you fucking bitch?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sorry, she almost ran us off the road.
I know those
You
narrow
almost
lanes,
never heard from me and Murphy again right there.
Good God. Narrow lanes aside.
So anyway, is it a lack of media? Maybe they're in the mindset of, back in the 70s and 80s and, maybe early 90s where there's just not enough content.
Like, I'm bored with this, I have to go out and rape 14-year-olds and chain them up in my house, or getting away with it because there's not enough exposure to stuff like that.
I'm saying back then, like, maybe people have just always been fucked up, but back then there wasn't this outlet called the I won't even go so far as to say there's this outlet called the worldwide interweb, and you can roll the dice and find this stuff and not have to get any real people involved, but maybe some guy will be like cleaning your computer one day, maybe your buddy, and he'll be like, hey cops, I don't know what's up with this guy, but he likes little kids when they're naked. And so the point is, it is the information age just allowing for less kids to get sodomized and raped, or
it could be a better thing because it could allow you to like stay at home and exercise those demons through masturbation of like your folder on your computer titled 9 and Under, or
Jesus Christ.
Or it could expose more people to like, hey, I could give that a shot. Because, I mean...
I guess that's a double-edged dick.
I think the longer... Yeah. Oh, yeah, dicks. Double-edged dick entendre. Dude, I mean, being... not getting laid or like... Not saying getting laid, but not going out and trying to get my dick wet has basically opened me up to lately. If I go out and see, like... girls, I'm like, holy shit, that's a girl. I want some of that. I kind of want to take that.
Yeah.
And I guess after a while, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to go out and rape anyone by any means, but after a while, without getting what you want in real life, I mean, you can sit there and masturbate as many times as you want, but that little 9-year-old bunghole ain't as great through a computer screen as it is in the real life.
I guess it's all about the motivation, and
it's about self-restraint.
If okay.
And there's a sadistic end of tying.
I get it, but the point of the matter is that humans haven't changed from here today, 2013, to here today, 1973, where you used to hear about this shit way more than you hear about now. You would hear about kids getting fucking whatever, or things going on, because I swear, and it was more like almost more accepted. Like it was not accepted per se, but you got away with it more. And anymore, like you said, I mean, they'll come find you. I got a buddy that, like I said, the reference was a buddy was cleaning a computer of a close friend, probably maybe even a best friend, and found the 9 and Under files. You short reference there. And what's the dilemma there? What do you do? Okay, I'm not going to say me. I'm not going to say me because that's just too. No, it's fucked up. But what, Murphy? Somebody close enough. Maybe you don't. Maybe not close, but maybe close enough to where you're the guy that he says, hey, bro, I need my computer cleaned out because it's fucking up. And then you find these files. It wasn't like, hey, this little, virus program put a bunch of programs on his computer. And no, you find a file that says, I am a friend of Brandon Murphy and I like kitty porn, Volume 1. Like, as direct as possible. What do you do? Like, do you call the guy? The thing is, someone asked me this recently, and they said, would you call the cops, or would you just let the friend know and not call the cops, or would you not say anything?
There's a couple different things involved in it. One, I'm pretty sure if you know and nothing gets done about it, you can yourself get in trouble for that. So that's not good. Another angle on it that I feel personally, I would absolutely tell on the person, because that's not like a little thing that you're kind of into. It's not like a.
You either decide on it or you don't. It's either a part of your life or it's not.
And it could hurt people. And there's no
do you
none of that is okay. Like horse fucking or like animal fucking, like that's not cool or anything. But
it's your thing, bro. If you want to watch a chick get railed by a stallion, that's your thing. But if a little kid's and I get that, but how could you ever? And this is my answer to the question that was asked of me.
Okay.
How could you be so sure? Because the person she was explaining to me was a good friend, like a very close friend.
Right.
How could you be so sure? And my exaggeration was that the file said, I am a friend of Brandon Murphy, and this is kids naked stuff. But that's obviously not going to be the case. So it might be kitty porn volume 1, but how could you be so sure that they didn't just download something that virus to their computer to say, this is, kitties getting diddled, volume, whatever. How could you be so sure not to fuck that person's life over so much that not only would they go to jail, but they would get destroyed in jail for being a kitty diddler?
That's for the police to handle, and there's an investigation process and shit like that. I mean, if you can have like you're saying, you open something and it downloads all this other crazy shit. Well, they can just search your computer, and your computer will say, oh, he downloaded this file on this day and this file on this day, and let the police decide that. But there's no letting someone off the hook. And the other part of it would be, if let's say you don't tell the cops and you say something to him, are you still going to be friends with the dude that
No.
And you're not going to be sure about whatever answer he gives you. So
would you give the computer back?
Hey man, I saw what you had on there. You might want to do something about
his
that.
Just fucking disgrace of a life? No.
Well, you're out of it, and you're weary of that person no matter what. Anyway, even if they give you the answer that you want to hear, and
that's what I say.
No,
I say you confront him. You just say straight up, be like, dude, I'm gonna tell you what. I don't know. Obviously, I could not tell you for sure if you did this or if it was just some, but anymore in this day and age, that stuff happened back in late 90s, early 2000s, but viruses don't seem to work that way anymore. Well, I would say this. I would have, because I'm all about that anti-popo shit, I want to be able to blaze the blaze, and when I hear about somebody getting pulled over for a 30 bag or even like an ounce or more or something, I'm like, fuck that. I am a black brother. I'm an African, brother of the people when it comes to not telling the popos. So, would you just be, and this might be my position. My position might be, hey, friend of mine that somehow I didn't know that you were completely fucked up over. Do you like little kids, man? Like, you're fucked up, and I'm considering telling the popos, but I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like I would be able to detect in that moment whether he was a kid diddler or not,
Yeah.
So I think I would do the calling out myself. I don't know if I would go so far as to tell the police. But at the same time, yeah, I don't want to be accessory to that shit. You know, if it's somehow I clean this computer and it's linked to my IP address and I get that shit comes back to me, you know,
Yeah.
fuck that.
And not only an accessory, but let's say further down the line, like you just say something to him, you're not friends with him anymore, or, you know, he gives you like the, hey, no, yeah, I saw that, but whatever, and you're like, all right, man, well, I kind of believe you, but, you know, whatever, either way, let's say further down the line, he gets arrested and has, like, kids locked up in his basement. Are you okay with yourself after that?
Well, no.
So
No.
there's no risk in something like fucking kids getting banged out. That ain't cool.
Well, no, and I would never go so far as that. Like I said, I got to ride the line of I don't know that that's for sure the case. To I ain't gonna tell no popo no shit. But that doesn't come into play when there's little kids involved. So yeah, it's a tough one. That's why I ask, you know, and lifeDOTinternet people, if you're listening. And you feel like you want to respond on what you would do in a position, again, where you don't know for certain, you're literally just cleaning a computer out, and it's maybe very, very possible that these things were put there intentionally, but, you know, maybe it was some sort of, maybe that's the reason he was hitting you up. Hey, I got hit with these viruses. My computer's running like shit, and I don't know why. And you find this stuff, you know, who could know? And think about how terrible it would be to fuck somebody's life that was never anywhere close to that. You know what I'm saying? To be deemed that person when you were never, you know, I'm not, you know, when you see that kind of shit, you have to assume he probably is, but it's such a big deal to call somebody out on something like that. That's life-changing, you know.
Double-edged dick.
Yeah, it's a big old DED for sure.
Or if you just have any good content you want to share, if your folder is any good, pass it along to the life.internet at lifeDOTinternet.com.
Now is the thing. Yeah, it's more or less a coming attraction. It's not quite a fully operating system.
The website is up and available, but it's in the building process. It's under construction, I think, is what they say in the web terms. But life.internet.com is now a website.
What did you think about that? You know, because again, we didn't discuss a domain name before we went ahead and released it. So we made the name life.internet to be like life, DOT, internet, haha.
Like it would be
like a .com, but we're basically being like this .internet, blah, blah, blah. We're making fun of websites. But we chose life.internet.com. Is that conflicting?
Some people may confuse the .dot spelled out in life.internet for an actual period, a dot. So some people might put in life, period, internet, period, com. But you know, you hope for the best, and I think it's just fun either way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm for it. I think it's going to give us a good kind of database to expand on.
All about it. Blogging on the internets, making internet stuff on the.
Well, we can just do themes. You know, we can do, even if it was a video section, it could be a video section based on, like you said, like a video blog. One could be just like sports talk, whether it's really, really shitty sports talk, and that was kind of how we wanted to start, was just like giving bad commentary for stuff, or just like a Tuesday wrap up for videos. You know, we could just literally sit there and just kind of whatever, we could podcast. I mean, the fact that it would be in one location and not just YouTube would be more accessible.
Yeah, YouTube shit. That's another thing we got now is the SoundCloud. SoundCloud allows us to post 2 hours at a time unless you pay for it. I think there's it's in euros, so I don't know how it goes exactly. What's the
translation?
I don't
know, because
what the word is.
We were talking about the whole H&M. It's not transition. It's like whatever act it would be involving changing American dollars to European dollars. Well, regardless, So, okay, here's what I don't understand is I thought the euro was worth more than the American dollar, but where we were talking last week about how it's so hard to get online and shop H&M and the wedding attire that we would be purchasing the $600-$700 worth of whatever.
Yeah, the euro was...
It seemed like pants, it was the same pants. Yeah, they were
the pants were 35 euros, but they were 60 American dollars. So there's no way it's like almost half of what it is.
No, so I thought the euro was worth more than the American dollar. So how does that work out? And also, fucking why? Okay, why give the option to? Okay, I can't do it. And we were bitching about the whole American H&M and how it sucks. And then we're like, oh, hey, somebody listened to the show and they said, get on the UK H&M, which maybe it used to work. You said it did.
Yes,
it does.
That's what I was told.
As far as I can tell, it does not work anymore for the sole reason of you cannot log in from the Americas to the UK H&M site. Everything else is there. Pay now, add to cart. You see it all, and you can add it to your cart, and you can say your cart has one item in it. And you're like, okay, I want to get that item out, and I want to pay for it with cash money. But as soon as you try to log in, it says,
which translates to no.
Right. Exactly. So how does that fucking work? Like, and I emailed them again. I said, please. I said, why can't I log into your UK site? I just want to buy these 7 pairs of pants. Please help me. Like, what are we supposed to do now? Like, what? I don't know. What are we supposed to do now?
They just, they're not going to allow it. They're just a shitty company, just like we said last time around. I don't know. Unless you get with them and talk to someone higher up that would like allow you to bitch enough to get them, I don't know.
This is fucking bullshit, man.
But the fucking how are we too stupid to think of the word of like converting? Is it just converting?
I think
conversion rates, whatever the fuck it is.
Fiscal adaptation.
So for SoundCloud, I think for 4 hours, it's €3 a month, or for unlimited play, it's €99 a year. Like, you can post as much audio as you'd like.
Okay, so the only way I'm willing to do that is if we set up a PayPal account and people donate to the show, because I don't want to be paying any recurring bills.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd figure if I'm ever going to mess with any of that, that's fine. I'll either post some kind of, what are the Kickstarter bullshit that people do?
Well, that's cool. That's what's cool about the WordPress is I'm sure you could do it GoDaddy if you had to, but WordPress I'm very certain is set up for PayPal. So basically we can set up our page to be PayPal ready. You know, and you'd be surprised. Like, honestly, you put up some shit like, hey, donate to this, donate to that, and whatever the purpose is, even if it was just like, hey, lifeDOTinternet, Whiskey War, Spring Festival, Summer Festival.
Yeah, that's another thing we got to talk about.
Yeah, we'll iron that out. So,
long story still long, there is a SoundCloud available. I think it's lifeDOTinternet, .soundcloud.com. Life.internet spelled out, the dot and everything. So we'll be posting just the 2 most recent hours on there and everything. Yeah, and that's a good way to to be able to listen to it. Not on YouTube. Keep the app closed and just play on your phone instead of having to.
I mean, that would prevent me from listening to a show. It prevents me almost from listening to our show. Like, when we put something up the next day, if it turns off, I have to be consciously ready to, open my phone back up and hit play.
Yeah, it's not.
And a lot of times things happen between now and then where I don't do it. It takes me 2 or 3 days to listen to a podcast. That's not what we want. We don't have we have to captivate the audience as quick as possible. And to do so, we can't let their phone shut it off.
Right.
We have to allow for them to shut it off themselves. Basically, they have to be at the point where they're like, okay, I gotta go.
Most of the time, YouTube is assisting people by shutting it off for them.
Yeah. So, and they can say, oh, I listened, and it shows I listened, and whatever. And I honestly don't fucking care. Like I said, I think we're both on the same page. Yeah, if we get a following, that's great. I think we get maybe, over time, about low-end 30, high-end 50 listeners per episode. Lately, it's been a little less, but we're putting out more per week, or month, or...
I remember back doing the band thing, being on MySpace, and just having a MySpace band page, and fucking, there was like thousands of views on our MySpace band page. I don't know how traffic got that high or what even
I'm sure
was going
that
on.
somebody was pushing more for, like we do not, again, and I know that maybe this would give us an extra 20 hits an episode, which is not a lot, but, on our scale, it's a lot. It's probably, 25% or more. I think it's the lack of us whoring ourselves out. Like,
there's no promotion.
No, we want to be, prevalent. What's the word? I don't know. My vocabulary is suffering as the beers settle in, but... Basically, we want to be, relevant or prevalent or whatever the terminology is, but we don't...
want to be noticed.
We don't...
People notice us.
We don't try to be noticed.
No, you don't want to wear yourself out.
I put up one Facebook post. That's the most publicity that we have. Publicity.
I'll tweet when the episode goes up, and that's about as far as I go. I think I did the last one twice. But the ones that I've done by myself with you in the call-ins, no one is watching those things.
Well, no, but it's probably been my lack of putting them out. But the one the first one you did, at first, I didn't put it up, and then about a week and a half later, I went ahead and put it up, and I gained like 20 hits in the week, or 15 or more. So I mean, who the fuck cares? We don't. I mean, I honestly, if you listen to podcasts, it's because you like podcasts. So if you listen to our podcast, that means that you respect it for what it is, and you're not on board for just listening to something that people listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to... The podcast community is a very simplistic folk, per se, so to speak, right? I mean, you don't expect a lot, and you don't get a lot. Even if you listen, you see the likes or the listens, people are commenting and shit. Maybe with the website, that'll help.
Website will help. The more options available, the better. And we'll whore ourselves out more, which whoring ourselves out more brings us to the whiskey whore thing. Speaking of people that just whore themselves out all the time. So you got the email about us doing the podcast from the festival this year.
Yeah.
What did the email say? Did you forward it to me? What's the situation? What are we doing?
It was David Manis, one of the lead musicians of Whiskey War Mountain Rebellion. And did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. Asking us to cover the show live, which actually could be very cool for us. And we don't have the following to really make that worthwhile, but I think between now and then, if we could do some sort of promotions, and I'm not saying a lot, little things, lifeDOTinternet style promotions, not like, hey, listen to this thing, but like a picture that's like, hey, would you this, or this? And then, answer live on the lifeDOT page. Not saying, please listen to our shit, blah, blah, blah. Basically, an unconventional way of directing traffic to us.
Right.
And then maybe we could generate, a show conversation out of it or something. But yeah, we can do weekly or bi-weekly, just would you rather pictures or audio files or videos. What would you do by the end of this video? And it's a fine video of us being like, I'm about to what am I going to do? And then you'll be like, I do this. And me and you'll be like, Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That'll all get ironed out.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to know what the email said and what it entails, what they want us to do.
So that's it. We want to do live. He asked us, would we like to cover?
Did he give details at all as far as like between bands, or is it like we get this amount of time here, or is it just?
See, I think the format would be our own, and I don't think that we would have to worry about time. If we wanted to do a 5-hour podcast, I think we would, and I think that we could also. I think at that point we could provide it live and
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we'll find a way to set it up live at that point. But all right, yeah, no, I was just curious what the email said, what David wanted us to do. I guess we'll talk about that over time. But what do you know the date?
I want to say it's in. It's a little bit earlier this year because last year was real hot, so I think it's in June.
June. So sometime in June we'll be at a festival broadcasting the lifeDOTinternet podcast live.
It's pretty exciting.
Interviewing bands and maybe we'll have audio set up with what's going on there to hopefully stream some of the live tunes from each band, and a lot of good stuff happening with that. So that's exciting stuff coming up for the future. So a lot of forward progress for the lifeDOTinternet.
I like it.
I'm enjoying things that are happening, and it's hobby like, and it's not pressing, it's not stressful. It's just all in fun. That's what's good about it right now.
Well, and I think getting into the week-to-week standard of having podcasts, attempted podcasts available week by week, it also lets people know it's readily available and they don't have to, hey, I haven't heard from these guys in 6 weeks, so I need to listen to this podcast. You don't have it. We don't put something up to be like, please just like this thing so I don't feel like my life is a waste and my life is a sham. Like, no. It's week to week. Me and Murphy could give fuck less. Maybe you care more, but I could give fuck less if people. The fact for me that it's week to week, I don't care. I don't care if. It's there. I mean, it's not going anywhere. You can like it or you can not like it. You can comment or you can not comment, but it's going to be there.
Dude,
week to week.
The only reason that I know, like I said, the ones that I put up with just me, how many views they had, I think you know more about like views and feedback and stuff, because I don't have any Twitter followers and no one talks to me on Twitter. There's like one of my friends, she listens to it for whatever reason all the time, and I think my brother maybe listens to it and mentions stuff on occasion, but I don't know. The only reason I knew what was happening with views from the YouTube thing was I was taking the titles and transferring them over to SoundCloud, so I knew what to type in. So I pulled up the page and saw what people had seen. Otherwise, I don't know who's listening to this shit, whether they are or not, anything happening.
See, I know per episode how many listens, how much they listen to per episode. I wish my mind is mathematically based, and I love that shit, even though it's like, oh, the average listener only listened to 20 minutes, 38 seconds. It's like, but wait, we had all this good stuff towards the end, and we just basically started for the, but it helps. It helps kind of gauge how you need to do your shows. Okay, they're listening at this point, so maybe I need to, whatever, through these times or whatever. No, the analytics are good, though. If you get on YouTube as an administrator, they'll tell you with a bar graph, this week you did this much, that last week you did this, for this month or this 6 months or a year you did this.
Do you know if the site would track traffic, like how many views your site gets and stuff like that? I haven't looked into any of that kind of stuff.
That's like the most basic form of a website is traffic.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like the YouTube stuff,
lifeDOTinternet.com.
I don't know how it works, but just seeing your Twitter feed attached to our website was pretty inspiring, pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm doing the Twitter cleanup. I'm cleaning up all bullshit tweets off my Twitter. It's cheating, but I'm gonna do it. There's just a bunch of stuff that I just put out there that are like responses to people, and they don't need to be a part of my past, my history. You know, if you want to look back on this stuff, you got to have good content. I got to leave the decent content out there.
So, I mean, apparently, a tasty dinner is not good content, though, right?
You vining your plate of food is not cool.
You know, yeah, you're probably right.
But if you like it, and that's what you do, then
I feel like
what we're doing right now.
I feel like if I decide that I want to put up a Vine, then I have already considered such factors of this could be a douchebag picture of food on Instagram that people bitch about, like that's all people do, or this could just be a blah blah. But no, I thought the world needed to know that I baked breaded pork chops, I boiled corn on the cob, and I quick started some mashed potatoes via the Bob Evans instant mashed potatoes thing. You know, if I decide the world needs to know, yes, I've already considered that.
Douchebaggery?
No, I don't think me saying that this food I am about to eat is douchebaggery. I think douchebaggery would be like farting on your balls and spraying Axe on them and being like, it's all good. Because it's not. And that's douchebaggery. Me being like, hey, I just dropped $250 for 2 people at the grocery store this week, and this shit's about to go down, and I'm going to have a couple solid poops off of this. Maybe the world needs to know.
Hey, that's... You do as you please. I'm not one to dictate you and your Vine channel or whatever you want to do with it. I can also express my opinion, though. I think it was bullshit. But hey, that's just one video. I think you got plenty other good ones. Elmo in the car today, fantastic.
Yeah, that was impromptu.
It's not your birthday anymore.
Well, it's not.
Boo.
What time is it? Oh,
that means we're fucking podcasting on not a Wednesday, too.
Oh, well, you caught us out of our element. But, you know, we do what we can.
My dad will make like a salad and take a picture of it. And I know you already made the point that it's different, and you went over the stuff in your mind that the Vine is different, and you didn't Instagram the photo of your food. But
because the Vine goes away.
It is the Vine equivalent.
No, it's not equivalent because I guess Twitter and Facebook is somewhat the same. But Vine doesn't auto-regenerate your post later in the day. I'm sure Twitter does not either, but Facebook does. Where
Facebook will repost something you say.
I'm not saying it reposts it, but if you have not seen this post, you will go through your feed and be like, "Oh, there's that thing." But Vine, you either catch it or you don't. Like, you see the video, or you have to scroll through 100 videos to see it.
That's if you follow a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I follow you and Fred Durst. And
Fred Durst.
Sam Robertson. Fred Durst is a great Viner.
He's okay. He's, why doesn't he put up some more? But whatever. I don't know.
He's a busy man.
What are we doing here? We're here back at my homestead. I guess I'm going to go in and eat a salami sandwich.
Nice.
Yeah.
We made it back. Let's see how we did on that. Let's make a bunch of noise into the phone.
44 minutes, 30 seconds.
We got 53 minutes.
It's about perfect, really.
I wonder what this shit sounds like, because this is just the phone sitting in the cup holder.
I'm sure it was vibrating in the cup holder the whole time. You guys probably...
Worse than the cobblestone. But we got to do it week by week. We're going to put it up, whatever the content is. If someone wants to sit through this shit, that's their own fucking problem.
I think they sit through it because they like podcasts. If they don't, then they're just like listening for moral support. And I don't want that. At this point, I really don't. Tommy, I love you. But if you don't like it, man, put it down.
Turn it off.
Don't listen to it. Please don't like something on Facebook. This solo like. I'd rather there be 0 likes than 1 like that wasn't heartfelt, Tommy Mites.
We love you, though.
Oh, we do.
And we'll be posting I'm going to cut up Tommy's, what was that holiday? The best one?
Thanksgiving?
St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
The St. Patty's Day debacle will be cut up and used in some fashion, but Tommy did a great story for a solo one that I did with him and Dan Piesold, and that never got posted because it was a disaster aside from Tommy's appearance.
So
drunk Dan Deeker, we were all over the place. So
I want to hear, because I love the pods that I don't hear that maybe I call in on 5-10 minutes, but yeah. So I guess with parting here, do we have anything else important to cover before I lead us into our parting?
no, I think we got it. Website is up, lifeDOTinternet.com. Whiskey Warfest coming up in June, which we will plug in the upcoming episodes as well.
Give you more deets.
Keep the deets up to date. You got your Vine channel where you could see the meals that you made.
Yeah.
At P_Nice.
Okay, so yeah, whatever. Okay, so
happy birthday.
Today's
30 minutes ago.
This evening's so consistent and lovingly received part of each podcast from all you faithful listeners is the fuck you session of the show. I'd like to dedicate this show to the Los Angeles Kings. And that's it. I just fuck you so hard. So hard? Fuck you so hard.
And mine still just goes out to all you. Fuck you.
Actual listeners that don't represent the West Coast. And
what about Tommy Mites? He's out there.
I love Tommy, though. Despite me saying Tommy put it up, it was just a test. I'm pretty sure you've had a hit on each episode, so that's probably more that we can say about any other listener. So we love you. For all the other podcasters, Murphy would like to say that despite my love for you...
What?
Fuck you.
Oh, me? Sorry, I missed what we were talking about. I thought you were going to start like a podcast battle with another podcast.
No.
We should do that. We should start podcast wars with people.
But then yeah, maybe. But I don't see I see the relevancy, but I don't think that... I think anyone that listens to this does not listen to it because they like podcasts.
No, I'm going to go attack some other podcasts. It'll be fun. Well, it'll start a podcast war.
Do it. Maybe we'll get some show-to-show interaction or something. That'd be good.
You listen to some other show and they're going to be like, fuck those Life.Internet kids. They're fucking assholes. They're coming after us with their limited bogus content.
That's what I would say if I was them.
I don't know who they are. I'm losing the voice. The voice is going to be gone.
The voice is already gone. Well, I love you despite the hate and the fuck you-ness of one Brandon Murphy. I gotta go. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna make a salami sandwich. I'm gonna eat some potato chips. I might take the fourth deuce of today and beat off in the general direction of my fiance's face. That's all I got.
All right. Happy birthday, Penis.
Oh, thank you.
And fuck the rest of you.